day 26. We are almost there. This is the final push. I did mention in the last flow that we will be doing a little bit more aggressive flows as we continue. So today will be another power flow, and you guys can do it. I believe in you. So we'll go ahead and get started. Our affirmation today is my life flows with ease and grace. Again, my life flows with ease and grace. So how can we make our lives a little bit easier for us? How can we give more, be more graceful and give more, and just not be takers of the universe? So that's something that I'm working on this year, is how can I be a better overall person? How can I share my talents? How can I inspire others? How can I allow my life to flow with more ease and grace? So that's our affirmation. We'll go ahead and get started. I will grab blocks, a strap if you need it, anything that is really going to help you bring the ground closer to you. Let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. For child's pose, you're going to have your feet, your toes touching, and knees as far apart as your mat. And we'll go ahead and walk those hands down, straight back in front of us. And let's get started. So a nice inhale in. Exhale and let something out. Good. Inhale in. Exhale and let it out. A couple more breaths. Last one. Inhale in. Exhale, let it out. Good. Let's push the body up to all fours. Perfect. Let's put those knees back just a little bit. We're going to do a couple of hip circles. So we're going to go clockwise or counterclockwise first. We've done this a couple times, and I know it looks weird, but it definitely does help loosen up those hips as we move into some of our more difficult poses today. And then when you're ready, you can go clockwise and flip it around. Good. Perfect. Go ahead, find those knees a little bit closer to the body, shoulders tucked above the wrists, knees up below the hips. And we'll walk the hands back, have a seat, finding hero pose. If you want to come up to your toes, you can for a toe squat, stretching out the back of those feet. If not, whatever is comfortable. Hands come up overhead. We're going to take right hand down 45 degrees, left hand up and over, stretching to the left. Back to center. Good. Hands come up overhead. We're going to drop left hand down 45 degrees, right hand stretches to the side for a right side stretch. Perfect. Back to center. Let's go ahead and roll those shoulders a little bit. Just do a couple of shoulder rolls. Good. We'll walk the hands back to the top of the mat, all the way straight. We're going to push those knees off the ground, plank pose. Push back, downward dog. Taking what you need here in this first down dog, you can bend your knees, come to your tiptoes, whatever you need here. Good. We're going to roll forward, plank pose. Push back, downward dog. Roll forward, plank. Push back, down dog. Last one, roll forward, plank. Good. Back, downward dog. Perfect. Let's take left hand to right ankle. Take a nice twist. Gaze comes up through the shoulder. And left hand meets right. Right hand back to meet left ankle. And back to the top of the mat. Perfect. We're going to bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front. Halfway lift. And forward, fold down. Let's hang heavy here. Head hangs heavy. Shoulders, if you want to bend the knees, you can. Whatever is more comfortable for you and whatever you need. Please keep in mind, yoga is your practice. Let's take it over to the right. Back to center. Over to the left. Good. And back up. When you are ready, we're going to start to roll from the bottom of the vertebrae, bottom of the spine, and roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last thing. Good. Let's take the hands up overhead and open wide to the right side. Gaze follows right hand. Back up to center and to the left. Good. And back up. Perfect. If it's in your practice, back bend here. Hands to heart center. Coming back to the affirmation, my life flows with grace and ease, or ease and grace. How can you make this flow, this yoga flow, resemble what your life looks like outside of your mat? How can you make your flow feel more graceful, someone looks at you like, man, they make that look easy, right? So let's keep that in our heads when we go through it, and taking what you need, going through the yoga flow as you need. You can bring the hands onto the side and just really being here on your mat for 30 minutes. It's going to be a rough 30 minutes, but it's going to be 30 minutes only, okay? So hands come back overhead. Let's forward fold down. Bend the knees, step or jump back. We're going to take our first chaturanga. Push up, upward facing dog. We're going to hang out here in upward dog. Good. Bring the chest back down to the mat. And we're going to push up, upward facing dog. Back down to the mat. Last one, push up. Good. Using the breath to get you from pose to pose. And back down. Take the hands back behind us, interlock all the fingers, and peel the chest off the ground like if someone had a rope on those hands and was pulling you back. If you want, take your legs up with you. Good. And all back down. 2 more. We're going to pull the chest up off the body, off the ground. And down. Last one. Peel the chest off the ground. Take those legs up with you if you haven't yet. And back down. Perfect. Hands come back up like if we're going to push back downward dog. And that's exactly what we'll do. We'll meet back in down dog. Perfect. Let's push forward. And we're going to take a plank on the right side. So plank, right hand up to the sky. And we're going to feed, right hand back down, twist back forward, and back up. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bring right hand back down, meet left. Over to the left side, twist up. Reach left hand through, and back up. And through. Last one. Good. And back down, plank pose. Perfect. Let's drop those knees. 5 yogi push-ups. Let's take it down to the ground. Back up. 4 more. All right. 3, 2. Last one. Good. Curl those toes. Push back down, dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold down. Roll the body all the way up. It is the last thing. Good. From here, we're going to step back into triangle on the right side. So we're going to take right foot back. And we'll find triangle. Hips are squared. Feet forward. And forward fold. And revolve triangle. Both hands back down. Good. Roll the body back up. Perfect. We're going to bring both feet parallel to the front of the mat. Hands come up overhead. And forward fold down. Walk the hands back. Walk the hands over to the left side. And find warrior one. Plant the hands back down to the mat. Drop the knee. Good. Hands up to the sky, crescent pose. Back down to the ground. Walk the hands back, find a nice deep stretch here in the front. Walk back forward. Heel toe that foot over. Let's find pigeon. Good, coming back up. Gonna take the knees over to the other side. So you're just gonna flip 90 degrees. So we're coming into pigeon, right? So we're going from pigeon. We're gonna bend the back leg, the left leg, and we're gonna go 90 degrees over onto the other side. Perfect, let's do a couple more of those. So we're gonna do 2 more. Let's really warm up those hips. So we're just going back 90s. Good, last one. Perfect, let's end on the right side. So let's end back on the right. Good, we'll refine pigeon pose just for a second. Take that knee up, push the body forward, take that leg back up to the sky. Perfect. Bring the body forward, take a chaturanga, push up, upward facing dog, push back down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold down, roll the body all the way up, head is the last thing, hands come up overhead. Other leg, left leg steps back. Go ahead and find triangle pose. Revolve triangle. Both hands back down to the ground. Roll the body up. Head is the last thing. Feet parallel to each other. Hands come up overhead. Let's forward fold down. Walk the hands back. Walking the hands over to the left side. High lunge. When you're ready, warrior one. Bring both hands back down to the ground, release the back leg. Crescent pose. Take the hands back down to the ground, walk the hands back behind you, finding a nice stretch in the front leg. Hands come back up to the top. Heel toe that foot over to the edge of the mat. Pigeon pose. And back up. Instead of finding your 90-90s, you're going to bring that foot in front of you. Let's find bound angle. Hands come up over the head. Forward fold down, bound angle pose. Good. Coming back up. Cross those feet behind you. Roll over the ankles. Push back up, downward dog. We'll meet in down dog. Come to plank pose. All the way down. Chaturanga. Push up, upward facing dog. Push back, down dog. Let's go back to plank. Let's find some push-ups. Drop those knees if you have to. 1. 4 more. 2. 3. 4. Last one. Let's go. 5. Good, curl. Those toes push back up, downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold down. Roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. Step back right foot. Step back left foot. I'm sorry. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. Right hand up to the sky. Both hands back down. If you have a block handy, we're going to take your hand or your block about 3 inches from your foot, from the pinky toe. We're going to plant that hand, take the back leg off the ground, finding half moon. Flex those back toes. Replacing the hand. Revolved half moon. Good. Both hands back down to the ground. Release triangle pose. Roll the body all the way back up. Head is elasting. We'll take both feet parallel. Hands come up overhead. Roll forward, roll down. Walk the hands back behind you. Over to the left. Good. Twist the feet. When you're ready, high lunge, all the way up, warrior one. Lower the body all the way down, crescent pose. Take the hands down to the ground, heel toe that foot over to the edge of the mat. Flex those toes, and lay the body down, pigeon pose. And walk the hands back up. If it's in your practice, you can take mermaid pose. Good. Swing that foot up in front of us. That's fine. Our bow angle. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. And back up to seating position. Cross the ankles. Push back. All fours. Push back, downward dog. Good. We're going to bend the knees, look forward, separate jump to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold down, roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. Step back, opposite foot. Hands come up overhead, forward fold down. Revolve triangle. Good. Back to center. We're going to find that block about 3 inches away if you're using a block. We're going to lift the body up off the ground, taking back leg off the ground, flexing toes. Slight bend in the front knee if you need one. Half moon. And then revolved half moon. It's a much more difficult pose, so that's all right. If you fall out, that's okay. Good. Replant warrior or replant triangle pose. Good. Roll the body all the way up. Head is elastic. Both feet parallel to each other. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. Take it over to the right. Warrior or high lunge. Warrior one. Good. Lower everything down. Crescent pose. Both hands down to the ground. Heel toe that foot over to the side. Flex the toes. Pigeon pose. Push the body back up off the mat. Good. Curl the toes. Push the body forward, coming back up, back down to meet the left. Downward dog. Bend the knees, look forward. Separate jump to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Forward fold down, roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. All right, we're going to add some to that. Hands come up overhead. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. Perfect. And have a seat. Chair pose. Push up to stand. Left leg back. So right leg should be in front. Take both hands up to the sky. Forward fold down. Revolve triangle. Right hand comes up. Both hands back down. Right hand about 3 inches from that pinky toe. Half moon. And when you're ready, revolved half moon. Good. Both hands back down to the ground. Bring that back foot back for triangle pose. Roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. Both feet parallel to each other. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. Walk the hands back behind us. Take it all over to the left side. High lunge. When you're ready, warrior one. Open wide, twisted warrior. Drop right hand down. Bring right hand right back up, twisted warrior. Both hands, warrior one. Lower all the way down, crescent pose. Good. From crescent pose, heel toe that foot over to the side. We're going to find lizard pose. Good. Coming back up to those hands, heel toe the foot all the way over. Pigeon pose. Lower the body down when you're ready. Hands come back up. Again, if it's in your practice, you can go ahead and take mermaid. If not, we'll meet inbound angle pose. Hands come up overhead. Exhale. Forward fold. Good. Push the body back up. We're going to cross those legs, roll over them. We're going to meet back in downward dog. Plank pose. Let's do some push-ups. Down to the ground. 1. Back up. 2. 3. 2 more. 4. Last one. Good. Push back up, down dog. Bend the knees. Step or jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold down. Roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. Hands come up overhead. Child's pose. Hands come up overhead. Chair pose. And back to stand. Let's step right foot back. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. And revolve. Take left hand up to the sky. Good. Both hands back down. Go ahead and take left hand about 3 inches from that foot, that pinky toe. Half moon. Good. And when you're ready, we're going to flip it and revolve half moon. This is my least favorite yoga pose. Good. Both hands back down to the ground. You can replant for triangle pose. Roll the body all the way up. Head is the last thing. Hands, feet parallel to each other. Hands come up overhead. Forward fold down. Walk the hands back behind you. Take it over to the right foot. Bend those knees. Warrior one. Open wide, twisted warrior. Take left hand down to the ground. Come back up. Twisted warrior, good. Both hands up to the sky. Lower body here. Good. Heel toe that foot out to the side of the mat. And we'll meet in dragon pose. Good, we'll heel toe that foot all the way over to the side. Flex the toes, pigeon pose. Roll the body all the way down. back up. Swinging this foot forward, bound angle pose. Hands come up overhead, forward fold down. Take a nice inhale in. Exhale, let something out. Good. Go ahead and just straighten those legs out in front of you. Shake it all out. Hands come up overhead, forward fold down. And back up. Good. Gonna go ahead and turn to our side. So lay on the side here. So you're gonna lay it completely on your right side. Arm extended. You're resting your hand on top of your right hand. Left hand can be in front of the chest for support. We're gonna take right foot or left foot up to the sky. I'm gonna do some leg work here. So just kick it up to the sky. Don't let it touch. And then we'll do a couple more. Good. We're gonna roll onto the back. Take right foot up to you and pull it in and stretch it. Good, and release that foot. And we're gonna flip over to the left side. And right foot up off the left foot. 1. Good, and then roll back onto your back. Straighten right foot, left leg comes up. Nice stretch here. You can use a strap here if you can't reach your leg, that's fine. And release. Good. Bring the knees, bend the knees, bring the feet, plant the feet. Do a couple bridges here. Lift the hips off the ground. 1, back down. 4 more. 2, up. 4. Last one. Good. And let the body lay naturally. Relax the body down to the mat. Bring a nice inhale in. Exhale, let something out. Good. This does end our practice